I got a meme I'm just curious to see if you saw. You seen this before?
Raindrops, drop top, chop top, smoking, I'm cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't try nobody, grip the trigger, like all of the gang and they come in the gang. Grab me a river, you do with the shit. Slide and bush, bang. Cooking up dope with the Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. He got thudders and 100 rounds too. My bitch is slide and bush, bang. Cooking up dope with the Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. He got thudders and 100 rounds too.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the coolest podcast in the world. Today we're gonna be making fucking not horrorcore, and I think, but don't even tell me that it is, because if you look the shit up on YouTube or Google, it's just gonna give you a whole bunch of that insane clown posse fucking juggalo bullshit. The funny thing is, on my Suicide Boys tutorial, there's a handful of commenters saying that they would fall under the category of horrorcore, but they even have a song titled to stop calling them horrorcore. Isn't that strange how a genre of music is being so well recognized, but as far as I could tell, nobody's even making fucking horrorcore anyways? Well, whatever. The music is definitely very underground, so even if it's still being produced to this day, fucking I wouldn't even know about it anyways. Today we're specifically covering the artist Evil Pimp, who, no joke, is actually a childhood hero of mine, as I considered him a breath of fresh air, you know, like as opposed to fucking whatever else was going on at the time in rap or hip-hop culture. For the most part, the three main elements to the music is a grand piano, a choir sound, and the Roland TR-808. I really like what they did by using these instruments, because if you go to like a real church, fucking what, you're gonna have a grand piano and choirs, right? And this works particularly well since Evil Pimp mentions having a dislike towards Christians and even being a Satanist. I'm not even making this shit up. Whether or not this is just entertainment, I can't be the judge of that. From what I've heard, this music isn't like hype at all. If anything, it gives off more the feeling of hatred and despair. Alright, set the tempo, fucking anything that works for you, I guess. First, I'm gonna start by laying down some sort of unearthly pad sound. You ever heard of that Gates of Hate shit? It's like the weird ass binaural beat, you know, like that frequency shit. It's fucking weird. Alright, that's a good start. For the real instruments, I'm going to be using my Yamaha MX-49, and I do apologize, but there's going to be a slight delay of the audio. This has something to do with like the audio interface or some bullshit. time to make the piano melody. I would recommend using like a grand piano. Just make sure that it has a lot of release, kind of like when you're gonna release your soul to the Dark Lord, Lucifer. Alright, now let's make the drums, and keep in mind that this music was produced early 2000s, and there were no Trapaholics drum kits at the time, so you're gonna have to use the original TR-808 kit. Make sure that you use a clap or a snare that has like a shit ton of release on it, so it sounds like almost like a slap. Just top this shit off with like some weird bell or chimes sound effect. I'm gonna be using this preset from my Yamaha. I'm also gonna be adding the sound of a thunderstorm just to give like some more background ambience. I mean, you could just find this on YouTube, you know, just convert it to MP3. For the visuals, I'd recommend using either like a crime being caught on tape or like some weird cryptic satanic messages, you know, like some deep web type of shit. That'd be pretty cool.